Welcome to the Leaderline Podcast. It's been long awaited, but we're going to deliver something to you all. I got a few members of the group. We're going to go around and let everybody know who you are, a little bit about yourself, just some slight so everybody can, get a gist about who we are. Starting with you, Cliff.
What's up? It's your boy, Cliff Crawford, a.k.a. Too Cool Cliff. Coming live in effect. Go ahead, Julian.
I'm Julian Day. I'm the comedian of the group. All the one-liners will come from me, and I guarantee.
Go ahead, Dom.
Dominique, the official best-looking one in the group. You know what I'm saying? I'd be the lead singer if this was a boy band. You know what I'm saying?
David Ruffin.
Big ass David Ruffin.
You can hit me up at King of One's on Instagram. Firefighter.
Hey, look, he trying to brand himself, ain't it?
Family man. Owner, father of the year. What can I say?
Hey, man. Hey, bro, this ain't the love connection.
We're married at first sight.
Hey, look, go ahead with your Keywan.
Yo, this is Keywan, aka the original, aka old school. I'm the old dude in the bunch. You know what I'm saying? These are all my young brothers. Just representing, Danville, Virginia, by way of Richmond, VA. So we hit
Fatback capital of the world.
Got that poke, baby. Get that poke.
That man's in Danville, Virginia. That's what's good, man. And look, it's 9 of us. We got a few more that's gonna hop on. I think one more gonna hop on tonight. And throughout this episode, man, y'all see a lot more of us. Y'all gonna learn a lot more of us. But tonight, I just want to let people know how we got to this point, man, as a group.
Well, I believe this group was started before I got in. I think it was probably about 5 or 6 y'all in the group chat. And then as it got going on and on, we added the right pieces to the puzzle. And now this puzzle is complete with 9 of us. So this group of men right here is probably the best 9 black men in the whole area to come to for advice, friendship, fellowship.
Let them know I'm the number 1 of the 9.
All right, Mason number 1, just because he want to be number 1. But this group of guys right here, to include myself, you won't find a better 9 group of men in the area.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I do appreciate that,
brother.
I think I really can't remember how it started. I know me and Donahue talked, when a local department was hiring. And Julian, go ahead, Julian, on your side of the story.
So the majority of the group went to Buffalo Wild Wings one afternoon. No, for real. We all had gear sizing that same day.
Yes, we did.
We're going out to eat. Y'all want to go eat?
Remember that.
And we went to Buffalo Wild Wings in the bottom.
Yep.
And then a couple weeks later, I think me, Mason, and Clark went to DC for the A10 tournament.
Oh yeah.
And that's where the group chat started.
Yeah.
The group chat.
Yeah. That's right.
I forgot about that B-Dubs day. That was a dope day.
Yeah.
I forgot about that B-Dubs. And I think I added you in too, Dominic.
Yeah. So the group chat had already started before I got in. I think I was about the
right.
I was the next to last person to actually join. I think Kenny was the last one officially.
Yes.
Last name Kenny.
Yeah, Big Kenny. So I joined, and it was basically, I could say, like a breath of fresh air. You got a group of guys that not only look like you, they're the same profession as you. They understand your day-to-day operation. When you leave the fire department, wherever you are, you're still a black man. When you go home, you're still a father, a husband, fiance, you know what I'm saying? Anything. So they know the struggles in and out. So I thought it was a good thing to actually have these relationships with these guys, and it's built to a brotherhood. And we've done so much together and accomplished so much together. And man, it's amazing. I'm glad
that is dope,
this developed into what it is.
That is dope. What about you, Kiwan?
What I say, it's kind of interesting, how this all came to be for me, because I knew Mason and Dominique for many years. I knew Cliff and Stokes for many years, and I didn't know Julian and Clark or Kenny. I knew Blackwell as well.
Yeah. Blackwell.
And there was many days a week that I would talk to Nick and Larvell. And then, it's kind of one of those things where they talk about energy and, people, the law of attraction, where people bring more good people to you. And, I had Larvell and Dominique in my circle already, we began to talk and chop it up a little bit more. Then they brought Ashanti and Julian, to me. And, it's kind of interesting because I love the fire service and we all love the fire service. But, when you bring somebody to, somebody that's probably just as hard charging or more hard charging more to you, such as, Julian Day. Julian Day is probably the most hard charging guy I met. No offense to anybody else in the group, but Julian Day.
Taking. He is.
Julian, I will, hats off to him when it comes to that. When I met him, it was because of that connection with Larvell, and being the older one, watching where all these young men have especially Larvell and Dominique, where they have been and what they've done in Petersburg and working alongside them in Petersburg. I've watched them grow, not just as firefighters, but as men, as fathers, as leaders in their community. I'm proud of to say that I was able to witness that. But yeah, that's pretty much how I ended up here.
Man, yeah, I'm on the same boat as you, man. Like I said, I met you prior to the whole group, man. I met Dominique because I worked with him. We was on the same shift when I came in, same station. I actually met Cliff. I lie to you not. I met Cliff. I don't know if you remember. I met you at Wawa. You remember that, man? I was going to work one day and you was at Wawa.
Yeah, I do. So we just chopped up like, yo, you work for the city. I work in a neighboring jurisdiction. And we were just like, yo, we just got to link up, catch you at the hospital or in the area, whatever like that.
Yeah, unbeknownst to us, man, we would have later in the future, we would have been a part of this group, this dynamic, man. But I met him at Wawa. I think I was going to work and he was getting off work.
Probably.
Like I said, I linked up with Shanti and Julian when I had physicals. I think it was physicals. And like I said, the A10 tournament, they was coming up. I was already up in DC and they was like, come through. So I came through and look, bam, we formed this dynamic friendship. And we call ourselves the Leader 9 line. It's 9 of us. Like I said, the rest will be on throughout the show. But we call ourselves the Leader Line. And I don't know if people know how we got to that name, the Leader Line, because I started with the Sailbox 4 because I was MC Gusto. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was MC Gusto, man, and it kept changing throughout. Then we ended up to the Leader Line. Then 9 of us, we added the 9 in. And I think you came up with that name, don't you?
Man, I think we just went back and forth about it. Just back and forth about what we should be, and I think that there were other names out there, and I think the Leader Line really, I didn't appreciate it when we threw that name out there and it kind of stuck. But I look at the fire service, and you look at the Leader Line, and you look at how adaptable that particular solution is. Not saying it's always the answer, but it is adaptable in a lot of situations. And I look at the dynamic of our group, and I look at the different things that we bring to the table, and I think it fits us. We're not all one track mind. We have disagreements and we do have disagreements and we don't always see eye. We all don't see eye to eye. Sometimes we want to kill each other. We at the end of the day, it's about creating a solution. And I think that the Leader Line of the fire service has been a line that's pulled to.
Got his hand up.
Disregard that last statement. You can't say that. I can't say that. Disregard that. Now, continue on, my brother.
y'all want to chime in on the names, Cliff and Julian?
I want to say this. I love the name. It means so much to me. And I'll put this out there for all the future listeners, the people that are going to watch this, the people that want to be a part of this group. We're not adding a 10th person or 11th person. It's staying at 9. You ain't getting in the group chat.
Right? No group chat.
No new friends. All right? I'm just letting you know. What we got is solid. So I truly, truly love this group. Without this group, I couldn't tell you where I would be at as a person, as a firefighter, as a father or a husband, because I could talk to you guys about anything and everything. And I truly appreciate everybody in this group, and I truly do love everybody in this group.
Likewise.
When your MacBook said you got less than 10% left, and I thought I had it on charge, you had to go get the charger.
You gotta run.
You gotta run. But yeah, I heard everything you said, boss, and that's good, man. But what I did want to hit it on is our goals, man. What goals do we have for the group? Either as individual goals or the group goals as a whole.
Well, I think, and I take, part of this. I think the biggest piece of it is, when we all came together, we looked around, like I think I said earlier, like minds attract, likes attract sometimes. People say opposites attract, but I think like minds to the rule of attraction attract. And I think that as we got together, we realized that we were a lot alike, but we had a lot of differences. And from the fire department standpoint, we're all professionals, and we all hold the job in high regard. And not just in the aspect of just saying we're firefighters, but knowing our skill, knowing our craft, understanding, continuously holding each other accountable for knowing what it is we do and what we're here for. At the end of the day, no matter what, we represent multi-jurisdictionals, but our mission is the same. Our mission is to serve the citizens of our respective jurisdictions. But at the same time, we have an oath to the fire service for those who came before us, regardless of what color or background they're from, to uphold the level of professionalism. One of our goals is to, within our organization and within our group, to continue to promote professional development and hold each other accountable for professional development. At the same time, we have a community piece in which we want to be able to reach out to the community to help not just people who look like us, but anybody who aspire to be like us to get to that level. That does not mean that we lower the standard for you. It just means that we give you what's necessary to rise to the standard. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
That's good, man. That deserves a hand clap for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you? What about y'all, man?
I believe my goal when I first came into the fire service was to actually open up a door for people that's from where I'm from. I grew up in South Richmond. I didn't see a lot of black firefighters, and the big thing about it, even when I was applying to these departments and I go take these tests, I rarely seen anybody that looked like me. All right. So once I finally got the opportunity and I got into that door, it was like, now it's time to bridge that gap. Show them something that is something different. There's another way out, So it was important for me to stay true to myself, stay true to the image, like the way I wanted to present myself, my look. You know what I'm saying? My hair was important to me. So, I had to fight that battle. And now it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of pain, but it's more accomplishments from that. So I really think that in the next couple of years, or 10 years from now, you're gonna see a lot of young guys that want to jump into the fire service. And as long as they can stay true to themselves and improve themselves, become better men, better firefighters, and just better in the community in general, because that's what it gave me. Like we're gonna see that, and the 9 of us, we're gonna be we're gonna bridge that gap and open that pathway to this career.
Good deal. What about you, Cliff?
So my one of the main goals has always been to be promoted in the fire services, to work my way from firefighter all the way up to fire chief. I've always had that goal. I want to be a fire chief. And with that being said, and the reason why I came up with that goal, Donahue worked with my cousin who retired out of the fire service. And he was one of the sharpest dudes in the whole fire department in that jurisdiction. And he's the main reason why I want to be a firefighter. Long story short, we had a career day when I was in elementary school. He showed up on the engine, hopped off of the engine, uniform was pressed to the T in dress blues, had a powder blue shirt on, station pants, boots were shiny. I saw my reflection 15 feet away, and he came up and gave me one of the biggest hugs ever. And was like, that solidified it for me right there. That's what I want to be when I grew up. And so seeing what he went through in his career, I'm like, now it's my turn. I'm going to take that torch and that baton that he passed to me, and I'm going to get promoted and work my way up so I can have the next little kid when I go to a school and talk to him or do whatever, do my summer camp, and be like, hey, look, you can be me and be better than me in the fire service. All you got to do is apply yourself to it. So take those lessons that my cousin gave me and apply them to the next generation, and use those same lessons to help with my professional growth so I can get promoted. And with the switch that I made from one department to the next, that's going to really help me because I'm coming to an urban city, and that outreach with the fire department and the community is going to be strong there. And I just want to make sure I put myself in a position in that department where I can affect that a community. I have family that live there. My mom lives in the city. Uncles live in the city, cousins, whatever. So when I'm out there in the city, I can be like, yo, this is me. I'm representing y'all, and I want to get the little ones coming to the fire station, hanging out, doing training with us or eating with us, so I can plant that seed in early. Hey, man, just go to school, do what you need to do, and then come to the fire department.
Good deal. What about you, J Day? It ain't Dre Day, it's J Day.
So I had the pleasure growing up in the fire department. My dad worked for a local urban department, and so that's what I knew growing up. I knew the fire department. I knew if you needed something, you called somebody in the fire department. If you were doing a project, you called people in the fire department. From a young age, I remember my parents going on trips with coworkers, and this is what I was enveloped in from a young age. But once I started working for a local EMS agency and got my ALS, my dad then prompted me, hey, I know you want to work this place, but this other place over here might be a little bit better for you. And so, I applied like everybody else and got my due and got in. But then I was like, man, it'd be cool if I had some friends, that work where I work. Because you know how people work in finance and corporate America, they got friends all around them. They go on trips like that. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. I made friends and expanded my network. But I still wanted to do the same thing y'all did, except for I grew up in the suburbs. So me growing up in the suburbs, the department that I work for, I just want all the kids in the neighborhood to be able to see, hey, this could be you too. Because I wouldn't say it's not easy, but I can understand the doubt coming from other kids that might look like me that say, oh man, well, that guy in the fire truck, didn't look like I do, but I wonder if I can do that too. So I 100% resonate with y'all say, because I feel like had I not grown up with a firefighter in the house, I might not have the same thing that a lot of kids do. And saying that though, and I preach this to y'all all the time, I still want the right people in the right seats. I watched a video on some website the other day about somebody making some money, and it's like, oh, well, had I known this, I'd have gone and got me one of them fire department jobs. I don't want those people working with me. I want somebody, and kudos to Clark in the group who preaches to me. I don't want somebody to have the same passion that I have. I just want somebody that has the passion for the right reasons. I don't want somebody that's going to be, collecting a paycheck. They're doing the bare minimum every day. For lack of a better term, I want somebody like y'all dudes. Like, you don't have to be all in all the time like me, but like, man, y'all go to work, y'all show up every day ready to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where y'all at, whether it's, in the Tri-Cities or up here in Central Virginia, like, y'all dudes show up to work every day, work, and you're proud of work. That's the other important part. Like, y'all never shun where y'all work, who y'all work for, or the job that y'all do. Like, day in, day out, y'all cats 100% all the time. And I just think it's important to surround yourself with those kind of people.
That's good. I like that.
Got to get clap for that one too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. And my goal is to, bring everybody together, man. That's very important to me. Bring everybody together, motivate each other, push each other to go further. And I tell Julian, I tell Stokes all the time, with the whole schoolwork, they got me back in, man, and I'm going for it. I just applied to nursing school March 1st, so hopefully I get in. But my goal is for us to push each other to go further than what we are. We are already at a high level, but it's nothing there for us to not exceed that high level. You see what I'm saying? Also, it's to be in the community. Like you all said, piggyback on everybody, to be in the community and let the community see us. At first, when I didn't even know, like Julian, your father was a firefighter, Cliff. So we all had some sort of, except for Dominic, we all had some sort of part of the firefighter as we were young.
Nope. Nope.
That was you.
Let me go ahead and tell my story right there.
All right.
And this is, and when you heard me mention Danville in the introduction. I posted on my Facebook page. Honestly, man, what's funny? We in the service, we always laugh and we always talk about the calling. I can honestly say, bro, and it's nothing that I did. It's nothing at all that I did. It's just something that has always been in me. That I always wanted to be a firefighter. As a kid, my mom would tell you, people in the community of Danville will tell you that, hey, Keywan, what did he want to be when you grow up? You can probably go now to people that I went to elementary school with and ask them, what did I want to be in elementary school? And they would tell you at 37, 38 years old that he wanted to be a firefighter. I've had people reach out to me and say, man, it's crazy to watch you actually attain that goal. I didn't look at it like it was a big deal because it's something I always wanted to do. And I didn't have that lineage, or anybody in my family in the fire service. And I don't understand, I'm privileged. I don't know why I can't necessarily say, you always get the cliche answer. Oh, I'm in the fire service because I want to help people. Honestly, that's what the answer that you get on interviews.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. I remember my 15th birthday. My mom asked me what I wanted. My cousin took me around to the 7 fire stations, which Danville still has 7 fire stations. All I wanted her to do, it didn't cost any money but some gas money. My cousin took me around to the 7 fire stations, and I toured them for the probably 10th time in my life. I knew pretty much I knew all the guys and ladies there. I knew the units. I knew what was where, but I just want to do it again.
Were they like, oh man, here comes Keywan?
No, literally. No, it's funny because when you're a kid, you don't understand that. But then when you're on the inside, that's exactly what would happen. I remember funny story. I remember probably when I was maybe 15 or 16. My mom woke me up out of my sleep one night. It's about 4 a.m, and she was like, "Hey, we gotta go." And my uncle's house had caught on fire, burnt, slammed to the ground. Mm-hmm. One car, may he rest in peace. But his house burnt to the ground. He didn't die in a house fire, but he passed away later. But I remember, being there and me rolling up. And you know what's funny? This is my uncle's house that caught on fire, but I didn't give a damn about his house catching on fire. I was like, I went up. It was a
bro.
No, I'm telling you, I'm serious. I remember coming across Martin Luther King Bridge in Danville. My mom had this little like old truck. When we was coming across the bridge, I could smell the structure fire. I knew what the structure fire smelled like in the air. At like 16 years old, I just knew it. And we get across the bridge. He lived on Roberts Avenue, right across from the high school. She pull up on the street. It was a dead end street. House burnt to the ground. Slammed to the ground. I get out the truck. Now, mind you, this is my uncle. I didn't give a damn. It was not about. Damn, are you okay, Unc? I think granted he was okay, but it was like. I was like, damn, man, they doing their thing. They got the ladder pipe in the air. They got lines off the truck. I'm like, yo, can you tell me what the A side and the B side and the C, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta side of the house is? And there was a guy by the name of Lieutenant Barry Neal from Danville Fire Department. He may be retired now. I'm not sure. But I remember they was like, man, that's that kid that comes around all the time. He just comes around repeatedly all the time at the firehouse. That's I was that kid. I think that the biggest piece of it is, the greatest thing we can do now is try to introduce people, not just kids, people that look like us, but people in general. But if I can motivate anybody to get out of life and get their dream, whatever it is, man, I don't care what it is out there you want to do. If you want to be a garbage man, I don't care. Nobody dictates what your dream is. It's about getting out there and getting whatever it is in life that you want to do.
That's true, man.
Because I truly believe that, man. I honestly can say, heaven forbid, the good Lord called me home tomorrow, I can say that I had the privilege of living my dream. I can say that, So if I get out of life and they say, hey, you got to go, what I can say, I live my dream, and I can rest comfortably with that. Because this is all I ever wanted to do.
That is cool, man. And for me, I kind of fell into it when I joined the military. It was one of 4 jobs that I qualified for because my ASVAB scores were low. It was one of the 4 jobs I qualified for, and I said, you know what, man, put me in there. And I went out to basic training, joined the Air Force, went out to basic training, and became a 3E57. Went to what was it, San Angelo, Texas, the fire school. Came out, applied to different jobs all up and down the East Coast, man. And I got on with I got on with the department I'm in now. See, that's how you know the big dog is talking right there when you got the. But look, well, that's good, man. But what I was getting at, man, what are some of our interests, man? What are the things that interest us, man? What are some of our hobbies?
Right. Well, I don't really hobbies that I have. I love going to the gun range. I love firing off new guns, old guns, getting myself familiar with new weapons, new ammunition that's out there. I love spending time with my family. Since I've had my little girl, I've definitely been a big family man and family oriented. Spending time with you guys.
She's 6 months today, right?
Yeah, 6 months today, man.
Congrats, bro. Congrats, man.
Yeah, she's sleeping now. She better sleep all night too. No problems.
There we go. You get milk wasted tonight, man. The half birthday time, man. You know what's up.
But basically spending time with the family, man, keeping everything humble and close to me, that means the most important to me. Those aren't hobbies, but that's what means the most to me that I want to get out of life, It's like I said, keeping up with the gun range, having fun with doing that, but spending time with my family, with you guys, well, y'all, you are family. So spending time with family, that's what I have. Those are my hobbies per se.
What about you, Julian?
So most of my free time is ate up with schoolwork, so I was stupid enough to go back to college. But before that, I got a motorcycle I like to ride that I haven't ridden in a year and a half. I like going to the gun range.
And look, it's probably still just the battery too, ain't it?
What else, man? I like tinkering on my diesel truck. Like that's my thing. I like tooling around on that, learning stuff. And just being with family, hanging out with friends. Like I've turned into a beer snob in the past couple of years, so that's my thing now too. Like going to breweries and shit. And unless I'm sure Dominique won't say I got a Cooper Talk winery fucking membership. So
yeah, man, you know it.
So yeah, I just like being out, man. I like being out and about. Like I like enjoying Richmond. A lot of people, like to plan on Richmond and say Richmond's not a cool city, but I love Richmond. There's plenty
People
of
that say
restaurants.
Richmond ain't cool haven't really visited Richmond.
Exactly. Or don't know anybody that knows anything about Richmond.
Exactly, man. Richmond has some real dope spots.
RBA.
That is true, man.
Those are like I just like being around the city, like especially summertime coming up, man. Last year because we couldn't go out anywhere. But just Richmond food, Richmond breweries, just like the Richmond experience, I think is something that could be desired for a whole lot of people.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Neek?
Since this whole pandemic, this COVID thing, a lot of hobbies that I did have, kind of went to the wayside. So now I do a lot of reading. So I recently just started purchasing the books, the hard copies of the books that I had on my iPhone, because you get distracted and you're trying to read. As soon as you get that Instagram notification, you hit that notification. And 35 minutes later, you know what I'm saying? You've been strolling for 35 minutes. So
that is true.
So what I've been doing is getting the hard copies and taking time out of my day, even like probably before bed, an hour before I actually start going. I want to go to sleep. I start reading, different books. So that's basically my hobby right now, trying to spend time with you all and, enjoying the family, watching my little girl grow up into this amazing kid. I mean, Sky just don't, she's everywhere, bro. She's on 24/7. So she's definitely been an amazing addition to the family, Hey, she's gotten me back in shape. I can say that. That's
good. That's good, man.
I'm just loving it, enjoying. I think we got a great future, and of course, our hobbies to get back to what it was. Our the summer program that Cliff brings. I'm definitely looking forward to you to bringing that to the city, bro. That's a major thing I'm looking forward to being a part of, and just giving back. So that's one of our big hobbies. So.
That's good. What about you, Kiwan?
Hobbies. You know what's funny? I said, I don't know, probably about maybe 6 months ago. I don't know that I really have any hobbies other than working on something. I do real estate. I guess I won't call that my hobby. That's my. I don't want to say side business, because if you need a realtor, I got you.
You do.
Yeah. I just will call it my hobby. I spend a lot of time with you guys, when we have that time. As far as enjoyment, wine tasting is always good. Just finding new things, because, one thing I will say is I've been in the fire service probably now almost 20 years. And, the fire service, honestly, for everybody out there who is not involved in the fire service, I will tell you, it takes a lot from you, and it's a commitment. It's not something that I regret. It's something that I welcome. And sometimes you really don't have hobbies, because everything that you do is when you ate up with the fire service, everything you do off duty involves the fire service. So your hobbies, my hobbies include reading ISTA manuals and looking at fire engineering. That's not really a hobby. No. But I mean, seriously, I'm not lying. I'm not joking. I mean, that's what you do. I take classes for a hobby. No, but honestly, I at this point, in my career, it's all about finding balance. it's all about being able to step away, you know, and be comfortable stepping away and know that somebody else got it. And, you know, I look at you guys, you know, like I said, a little younger than me. I'm not that old, but, you know, a little younger than me that's got it. And I look at, like I said, I look at all you guys. You know, I talk to Julian a lot because Julian, like I said, not on anybody else, reminds me of myself in so many ways that at that point in his career that's so ate up with it and wants to just absorb every bit of information out there, because I was that guy, you know, but I'm at a different point in my career. So I'm like, hey, let me step back and let me do something else besides the fire service. So, you know, I'm kind of reestablishing what my hobbies are and enjoying life, because it is a sacrifice involved when you sign up to do this on our level.
I got a question for you, everybody, if you don't mind, Mason. It's a two-part question, if you don't mind. How long has everybody been in this fire service, and has it changed for the better or for the worse since you've been in? I'll start with you, Mason.
So collectively, the military and where I'm at now, I've been in the fire service 7 years. To me, I think the fire service is changing for the better. I think we had a conversation not too long ago about the applicant pool, how when I applied and everyone else applied, we have over 3,000 applicants, but you know, now it done dwindled down. I think we had a transition moment with, you know, the current events and the world events that's going on. We had a transitional moment, but I do see it changing for the better.
Donahue?
I personally think that in far as being in the fire service, it has changed for the better. I think that, and what I say for the better, you know, when you know, and I guess it's based on where you enter that. When I entered the fire service, it was a lack of diversity. And once again, I put it out there that I'm not about social, you know, people get into the job for social reasons. I'm about getting into the job for service reasons. You know, the fire service has changed. You know, I posted once again on my Facebook. I think the fire service, you know, a lot of people adapt and say, "Hey, we're just a blue collar job," and I never say the fire service is just a blue collar job, because I think it's a unique dynamic that you have to be a subject matter expert in what you do. You have to be a subject matter expert in fire service. Who else knows fire suppression like you do? You can't call anybody else. You know, the firefighter has to be the subject matter expert in fire suppression. And I think that education has came into the fire service, and a lot of people in the fire service like, oh, no, don't, you know, we don't need to, that doesn't make you good. That doesn't make you anything. I personally think that education, training, what I like to call leveling up, is imperative to the progress of the fire service. And I think it's been a good thing. I think it's perfect. I think it's great. I think we're going to another level. You know, I know people might watch this and say, "Oh, I can't believe you said that." I don't care. You know, I'm all about training. I'm all about education. I'm all about personal development. If you ain't about that, I don't care. I ain't got anything to do with that. You know, I can say that I spent time in a different department. 4 years in, and my first ability to get promoted, I got promoted, and it's not because, you know, it's because I applied myself. So I'm like, you want me to feel sorry for you because you don't embrace education and training? You know, because you think it's a blue collar job and we don't have a service delivery. You know, at the end of the day, we serve people, and people are ever changing. And as long as we serve people, we have to adapt and overcome the people that we, you know, the things that people put into place. And so it's not some blue collar job. It's constantly evolving. We use blue collar tactics with white collar knowledge. But I think the fire service has collectively changed for the better.
Hey, I love you, bro.
Power to
I was
the
gonna
people.
say that. Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
I do believe the fire service has changed. I've been in here for 9 years, and time has flown by. And when I originally joined, I didn't feel like I fit in, but that was the whole purpose. I wasn't supposed to fit in. I was supposed to bring something different to the fire service. And once I understood that, and I got a better picture of what my purpose to this career was. Is deeper than just coming to work, running calls. It's about how you interact with the citizens and how you customer service is big.
Customer service.
So once I realized what my strong point was in the fire service on what I bring to this, like what I bring to my department, nobody else can. I don't believe as a single individual can bring what I bring to my department. And I'm gonna stand on that. So once I learned where I was comfortable at and the things that I needed to do to be great as a firefighter, man, I can tell you, stress-free. I feel like my career has shown a lot of progress, and I grew as an individual as well, like accepting my role and stop trying to fit in to what everybody else thought I should be. So it's, I can say it's changing for the better, and I mean, I love it. As long as you could, like Julian said, man, you come in and you can do the job, and you put forth that effort every day, and you don't half-ass when you on these calls, then we want you, and no matter where you are, you will be successful. So
dope. I like that, man. I like that. What about you,
Julie?
So the question was how long and has it changed?
How long you been in, and has the department changed for the better or for the worse since you've been in?
Julian was probably doing homework. That's why he forgot.
So I started off as an explorer in the department I'm with now when I was 16. Started volunteering in Hanover when I was 20. Man, I feel older than so. I've been a certified firefighter since 2012.
Jeez.
Paid since 2016. Man, I'd say altogether almost 14 years. It's been a long ride. When I met when I first met Clark, I was an explorer, and I was working for Richmond Ambulance actually, and I took his grandmother home from the hospital. That's the first time I met him. And at that time, he was newer in the fire department. And I can honestly say, using that as a landmark and, looking back then to now, I'd say like it's better. Like the highs are better, but the lows are worse. Like
that's cool.
The lows not being like bad things, but like the things that you encounter every day. Like I'm sure Brother Stokes can preach on this better than I can, but like the public health aspect of our world being neglected and EMS falling victim to that. I feel like that's one of the lows that, like, it being victimized is the low point, not EMS as a whole, because I love being a paramedic, but just the lack of resources in the public health world, then therefore making EMS the crutch to hold that up. The fire service is getting worse because the people that are supposed to look out for us aren't looking out for us. The building code people and the lobbyists and all those people, all they care about is fattening their wallets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my brother's getting a house built now. We drove past the neighborhood, man. loads full of engineered I-beam and glue laminate stuff, oriented strand board and that stuff. So like it's hard. Like all the great parts of the job are still there. The brotherhood, going on fires, as cliche as that sounds, helping people. But like at the same time, I mean, nobody's looking out for us. Like in the political world, like people like to come to the firehouses and shake hands, but in the reality of things, like why aren't the people on Capitol Hill checking out these building code stuff and making these, death traps that are being built in new construction illegal? Why aren't the public health people saying, hey man, we're gonna build a clinic over here? That way, Miss Jones doesn't have to skimp on her blood pressure medicine because she can't afford it and not call 911 for that. The fire service is great, to make something kind of dark a little better. I like the term "make the fire department great again." It's happened. Like a lot of dudes in the early 2000s were upset and not pleased, but I go to work every day. I don't have a reason to complain, except for knowing the dangers I'm going into and knowing why, calls for service occur the way they do. Like it's a background to everything. And I just wish more people understood like why things happen the way they do. Like it's some facets to working in the local government that a lot of people don't understand. Like they want us out there, they want us, doing our job, but at the same time, it's people above them, above us, like we don't have control over other than the yearly elections that really aren't looking out for us. Like, how many you guys a couple of y'all have built homes recently. Like y'all realize how quick y'all houses went up?
Man, I'm gonna jump in right there, Julian. I tell you, it's crazy because you look at it and
no, I didn't get to go right.
And I'm sorry, my bad. You mean to cut you off, but the way he said it, it resonated with me, and so many people, firefighters are like insurance policies. You don't need a firefighter until you need a firefighter. And that's where I say that internally we have to stop marginalizing our job and what we do, because ain't nobody else gonna do it if we don't do it.
Right.
Regardless of what you believe that is about 3,000 people. There's 3,000 people that audition for the job, but there ain't 3,000 people that are proven they would do the job.
They don't got the heart.
I honestly truly believe that we serve people, like I said earlier, we serve people, and the things around us are engineered to kill us. Lobbyists can even like I said, it's a realtor. Contractors, they're geared to keep the bottom line as big as possible by keeping that overhead as low as possible by any means necessary. And this is what goes out and kills firefighters. But I truly believe that like Julian said, people are not, they're not rooting for us. You forget, hey, these people are here till you pick up the phone and call 911. By all means, this is what we signed up for. And we welcome it. Don't make no mistake about it. We welcome it. But it's just those people at the top who don't really remember that, when your house catch on fire, it don't matter what's in your bank account. It don't matter what kind of car you drive. It don't matter, it doesn't matter. That's when you're gonna meet up. You're gonna fix that issue. And so always remember that. But yeah, go ahead, Cliff. I'm sorry.
It's all good because you hit a couple good points there. So I've been in the fire service total 18 years, 10 as a volunteer, 8 as career as a pay provider. And when I started when I was 16, I always wanted to work for my hometown department, and I wanted to retire with that hometown department. I had in my mind, I was like, man, the homegrown kid comes in, does his thing, works at home, everybody knows him, retires as the top dog, and ride off into the sunset. But as I got older and the times have changed, I understood that wasn't going to work for me. That wasn't going to be beneficial for me, because as I got older, got more knowledge, I understood the bullshit that was behind it, didn't sit well with me. because I believe in right and wrong, and I understand when a lot of stuff that's done wrong, you speak up for it. They'll cut you at the knees right there, and what you think that you're up for next, they're like, nah, bro, that ain't it. So the fire service as a whole is changing, and I want to say for the better, because a lot of the new school guys that are coming in and the guys that are midway in the career, some of the old school tactics they embrace, and then they'll flip it and remix it for the better to fit the new school stuff. So with those middle range guys in the fire service, they got some of the old school and new school ways. They're like, hey man, let's take some of those old traditions, keep them, but we'll adapt it to the new school way of doing business. And it's, if you look at it from a whole, it's working out. But one thing I have realized that also in the fire service, I always wanted to work with people that look like me. And in the beginning, I was like, man, we're all the same. We're all in this for the right business or for the right reasons, and we all look the same in that aspect. Well, it took a couple things for me to realize, I need to be with more people that look like me externally and internally for me to understand where I need to be at in the fire service. So I had to leave a department where I was the only minority at. I switched to another department where I was number 2 on the minority list. And then when I got hired part-time with everybody, I was like, nah, bro, this is, I felt at home when I went to Station 23. It was part of those midnight riders for a few shifts. I was like, man, this is where I need to be. If not that department, then with people that look like me. And Mason, we've been friends. Like you said, we met at a Wawa parking lot. And I've always been tight with everybody in that department that I'm now a rookie in. So I also want to be like, man, I'm in that department. I want to be on shift with guys that look like me, had the same drive as me, and can serve that community. Because when I rode and get it right on an all-black engine company, that meant the world to me. Like, I never felt so much joy in my life up until the point of me having my daughter. And I was like, yo, this is it. I want to be on an all-black engine company at least a few times in my career. And hopefully that's something where I can achieve also in the city that I'm going to. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm about to ask a controversial question.
And what's that?
I'm going to do that. I know you said, Cliff, that, as far as the all black engine company, two questions, two parts to this question.
I got you.
One, and this is for the group. One, do you feel that if you are a black firefighter, ate up with the fire service, you are an anomaly? And I'm gonna talk last. If you ate up with the fire service, why are you the anomaly? One. And I think the two. And then two, why do you think it is that it's not more representation? I mean, because jurisdictions are putting out the effort to try to get the representation, but why do you think in our communities people don't aspire to be the firefighters? And I'm not even talking about PD. I'm talking about just firefighters.
So I'm gonna take the head on this one. I'm gonna take the lead on this one.
Hold on, Cliff. Y'all cutting into another show that I had scheduled.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on. That's what. Hey, look,
sorry.
I understand that.
This might just happen.
Let's pause that.
Oh man, I don't want to pause that one.
Hey, look, I'm serious. I had that already written down for another show, man. Y'all about to give everything.
I knew that was coming up. I knew that was going to happen. We got to tap into that on another episode.
Please,
yo,
that takes. Y'all gonna cover everything tonight.
No. Oh,
hey, look, I got tons of episodes lined up, man. So y'all got to stay tuned. As you see, we got some good topics coming up. We really got some good topics coming up, and you'll see, like I said, more of us coming in and out. Each podcast. Due to the pandemic, this is how we're recording, but we're gonna make it work. And one more thing before we logged off, it was at a request that we have a quick moment of silence for the lost brother firefighter we had up in New York, man. So we can just give a quick moment of silence for that. Thank you all. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, this is Leaderline Podcast. We got a lot more content coming. Thank everybody for joining tonight. I know most of us got to work tomorrow.
I know.
and look,
I got a flight to catch in the morning, man.
Hey, love it. Real quick.
What's up, Big Daddy?
Real quick. And the name escapes me right now. I'm sorry. Floyd, brother that passed away in
Jared Floyd. Yeah.
I'm gonna be sharing because they got a GoFundMe page set up for him right now. Every person in the Leaderline, I'm sure, will share his GoFundMe just to try to get some support. I don't know, I haven't read the nuances as of right now of what's going on with it. To try to support his family. But he got a GoFundMe page set up for him right now. With everything that occurred yesterday. So you do your due diligence and look into it. But I'm gonna share it on my Facebook page, Key1 Donahue on Facebook. So you can always, if it's something that you want to support, please support and help this person's family, help this gentleman's family out. And
also, also, to shed light on the police officer in Colorado too that lost his life also in the line of duty.
Yes, yeah.
So again, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe, keep on the lookout. We will be coming strong, baby.